Let's now go to the Supreme Court here in Accra. My colleague Joseph Akabley is there for us. Joseph is giving us an update on that case where lecturer at the University of Ghana and member of the opposition NDC, Dr. Kpessa-Whyte, has pleaded guilty or has been convicted of contempt of court. Joseph, we know Professor Whyte had issued an apology and indicated that he was not referring to the Supreme Court. Did he offer that explanation in court?
No, Bennett. In fact, when the case was called and the charges were read against him, and he was asked to indicate his plea, whether guilty or not guilty, he initially said he was not guilty. Subsequently, he again said that he was guilty with explanation. And finally, when he was reminded by the court that he needs to state his plea in simple terms, either guilty or not guilty, then this time around, he said he was guilty. It was at that point in time that his lawyers, led by Dr. Justice Kpessa-Whyte, took over and explained to the court that he had shown remorse in that right after the summons were issued, he immediately caused the public statements to be issued, deleted the said tweets, and even proceeded to cause a publication in today's Ghanaian Times edition, indicating that he was apologizing to the court. Copies of that apology also made available to the Supreme Court and the judiciary for that matter. And so they urged the court to forgive him.
And Joseph, we understand the court had to take a recess for 30 minutes and return with its decision. It cautioned and discharged Dr. Kpessa-Whyte. What reasons did the court give for its conclusion?
Justice Mariam Owusu was presiding over proceedings. They point out that the court ought to balance the fact that what he had said and the comments he had made were quite serious in terms of the integrity of the court, and the fact also that he had taken steps to apologize to the court. He did indicate that the judiciary is the only institution or the only arm of government required by law to act as a check on the other arms of government, the legislature, the executive, as well as even public institutions and citizens for that matter. And so it was important for its image to be protected. It made reference to the unfortunate killing of the judges in the 80s and said that such comments tend to tempt people to attack and scandalize the court. But be that as it may, the fact that he's rendered that apology, the court will conclude that the punishment should be that of cautioning him. That is to say that he should go and not commit such an offense again and discharge him.
And run us through the panel members again, Joseph. One of them, a professor, had some advice.
Yes, in terms of the presiding judge, we have Justice Mariam Owusu presiding. Other judges who joined included Lovelace Johnson, George Kumsin, also had Justice Professor Henrietta Mensah-Bonsu, and Samuel Adibu-Esiedu, all being members of this particular panel. Professor Mensah-Bonsu was the one who had that advice to give. She said, as a full professor of law herself at the University of Ghana, she knows that it is not easy for someone to attain professorship status, and Professor Whyte being an associate professor, it means that he is someone who is respected in the academic community and has a huge following. And so he must be mindful of what he says, because those comments have the potential of urging people to make other comments that does not help the image of the court. And so she urged him to be mindful of his stature in society and not make such comments going forward. And that the court do not expect people to actually agree with them. They do not want to be praised. All they want to be done is to be critiqued in a manner that does not denigrate the court.
Finally, Joseph, Professor Whyte himself was there. What was his demeanor, and did he or his lawyers speak to the media after the case?
His lawyers opted not to speak, for obvious reasons, and especially because of what had transpired and the conclusions that have been reached. But he was calm throughout proceedings. The only point in time that he seemed a bit pensive when he was in the box was when the court went on that long 30-minute recess to decide on what the sentencing should be. At that point in time, he put his fingers together in the manner that we do when we are saying a word of prayer, and closed his eyes and waited patiently for 30 whole minutes. And at a point in time, his lawyers had to walk up to him and put their arms around him and speak, and were interacting with him until the court, the judges returned and handed the decision being that he has been cautioned and discharged.
Joseph, thank you. Joseph Akabley is our court correspondent, giving us details on that case involving Professor Kpessa-Whyte of the NDC and a lecturer at the University of Ghana being convicted of contempt of court for some comments he made on social media. Let's